The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
You are looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, where it is 76 degrees. The fall is probably here to stay, hopefully. The high is 79, the low is 68. Come on now, Jess. Come on. It ain't that bad.
That's Shannon.
It's bad.
That's Nate. My boy's back. My boy is back.
He's back.
It's Kurt Daniels.
We need him today.
In the back. We don't. In the
you
back
don't know the stats.
In the back is Chris Bean keeping us live. I mean, I'm him. Salt and Pepper Poppy.
We showed up today.
Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak.
Brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. The good news is, let's start the show off with some good news. You want to hear some good news?
Yeah. Sure.
Short week, so we only talk about this game for one day, and then we move on.
All right.
So let's get it all out of our system now. No phone calls probably this week, maybe on Wednesday. We're doing Monday through Wednesday, right?
Yes, you do. You have a show on Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
And Friday.
And Friday, yes.
All right.
Did that piss you off, Chris?
No, Jazz said she'd take care of it. That's fine.
Oh, let's go, Jazz.
I'll be on a plane.
You're on a plane. That's
so
right. You're traveling.
Yeah.
I'll be on a plane, yes.
There you go, Jazz. Way to step up. Way to step up. And leadership. There you go right there.
Go.
Talk about next man up.
Know your assignment.
There we go.
There you go. Don't be afraid to step in there.
Did anybody listen to the radio this weekend?
The radio.
Like the Cowboys broadcast. I got some audio for you guys.
Okay, cool.
Did anybody hear the coin flip?
No.
No.
Cowboys won the toss, and I think it was Mukwamu was the captain who was.
Did he go full?
You want to listen?
Yeah.
You wanna
Yes.
listen to this?
Listen to
Okay.
that.
Anything to fill up an hour today.
The Cowboys won the toss. What do you want to do with the ball? And this is what comes out of his mouth.
What'd he say?
Here, I'll play it again.
Give us that ball.
MF and ball.
He goes, "Give us this effing ball,
Yeah,
baby."
well, how'd
And
that
that
work out?
went out on the air.
Oh, that was live. That was live.
That
on the
was
air?
live,
Nice.
yes,
Very
on
nice.
the air.
At least somebody has some fight.
Woo.
That wasn't fight.
So what's the?
As soon as they got the ball, fight ended.
Why would
But
you?
I think it was funny. I texted Douglas. I said, "I need that for Hanging with the Boys."
No, that is funny. That's hilarious.
Hey, I wish they would have come with that same energy for, the next 3.5 hours.
Exactly.
What's the? Am I missing something? Why wouldn't you come out? You know you can't run the ball, right? You already knew that. Why wouldn't you just come out in your 2-minute offense? And we talked about this last year.
Okay, that's impossible.
Why?
It's impossible.
Why?
It's impossible. I know you should never say never. You've never, in 100 years of NFL football, you've never seen a team come out in 2-minute offense. You've never seen a team to sustain that. This is not college. This is not
Is
college.
it unsustainable?
It's
Is that why
unsustainable.
it's too fast? You get
It's
too winded
way
too quick?
too fast.
Wear your defense out.
Way too fast. Because now all of a sudden,
okay.
listen, if you go 2-minute offense, up tempo offense, and come out in the first quarter, and you go 3 and out in 17 seconds, you got to put your defense back out there.
Aren't you kind of doing that anyway?
At least you no, honestly, like the Cowboys will put together some drives. They'll put a 6, 7, 8 play drive. Now it may result in not scoring a touchdown or fumble, or you'll eventually penalize yourself or shoot yourself in the foot and get yourself backed up. And thank God for Brandon Aubrey, right? Like, because he has an NFL record now. What is it, 15 straight games of making, not 15 straight games, but 15 games where he kicked a 50-plus yard field goal that he's made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 straight
15
kicks.
kicks.
I think.
Kicks in a
They
game.
didn't have a time of possession over 4 minutes in any possession yesterday. Yeah, that's crazy.
I just had to ask that. I mean, would it hurt?
Someone asked me that the other day, and I was just like,
Could you just come out the first series and do it?
Sure.
Like,
It's
come out just to
possible.
get you going? Like, because this is 3 years now we're working on starting slow and not coming out of the gate, not being able to put anything on the board. You know, I don't know.
Here's what I say
grabbing
about
for straws.
Here's what I say about coaches sometimes, and from us fan media conglomerate, however you want to put it. We sometimes give coaches, right? We talk about Bill Belichick and the Kyle Shanahan tree. Like, we'll give coaches a bunch load of credit for being smart and innovative and all these type of great things. We don't shame them enough for being stubbornly stupid. Like, we need to start shaming them for being stubbornly stupid, especially the older generation, because they know one way and one way only, and it's full metal to hell this way. So when you talk about, Mike McCarthy come out, Mike McCarthy ain't coming out that way. And not dissing him, but he's coming out, and I want to run my first 15. I've coached these. I've scouted these.
This is what I do.
I've perfected these. This is what I do.
Yeah. All right, Nate. I know we're going to lose you quick today if we don't get you involved right out the jump.
Amari Cooper, huh?
Is it time to panic? Are we in panic mode, or do we need to wait till this week?
I tried to tell y'all Friday.
You said
does the Ravens matter today? No, they don't. Everybody's talking about 2 or 3 people, and it's consistently the same 2 or 3 people. They're talking about 88. They're talking about number 11. And depending on whether you love him or like him, they're talking about Dak. That's who they're talking about. This game came down to the same old thing it's been for the last 10 to 12 years. We cannot stop the run. Mm-hmm. And until you do, you can blame Zim. You can blame anybody you want to blame. But until you fix that interior 4 or 5 guys, this is what you're going to face. So when I'm looking at the Giants, I'm trying to say, woo, who do they have to equal what has been done? And if their offensive line just give a great effort, we could be in trouble.
And it amazes me, like you said, 11, 12 years. It amazes me you've had coaching changes, you've had coordinator changes, you've had personnel changes, and it's the same glaring problem. And you know it's a problem, and you can't do anything to fix it. So
They didn't try to fix it.
yeah.
They had a whole offseason.
Well, they
to try.
tried. 2 years ago they tried. It just didn't work.
They haven't done much.
What you tried.
Not enough.
Right.
I had a big greasy dude that I knew at least for 3 or 4 years could have held this thing down. He played in Tampa. Remember, I was begging for this fat dude.
Vita Vea.
I was begging for him. But
It's pretty good.
that's in the past, and what are we going to do today, Jesse?
Right. What are we going to do today, Jesse?
What are we going to do today?
come on,
The one thing that's kind of trying to keep me on the ledge still is, like, I thought they'd be 1 and 2.
What do you
at
mean
this
keeping
point.
you on the ledge? Like,
Oh, he
you
thought
ain't
we were
already-
not
you-
even
you ain't
jumped.
jumped
You
yet.
heard that?
Okay.
Oh, I'm on the ledge because I knew we'll be 1 and 2.
You just didn't know it was going to be this way.
That's the thing. You didn't think they were going to lose like this. You didn't think they were going to be
You thought
sniping
they were
each
going to
other
lose
on
to Cleveland and Baltimore.
Yeah. So at this point, 1 and 2 isn't a shock. There's a lot of season left. There should be a good team, but the way they're losing,
And the way they're reacting.
the way they're acting on the sidelines, this
And
and
after the game.
after the game, it almost feels like this week 4 is a must win.
You know, I watched part of y'all show, the OT, last night. Mm-hmm. And Kyle said, and I think Barry's wrong. I always mostly agree with you guys, but Kyle said, you see guys calling guys out, and Barry's like, I don't think they're calling, they're not really calling guys out. And I'm like, well, what the hell are they doing? Because they're all talking about, they're not saying them by name, but they're saying my teammates aren't where they're supposed to be, and they're not doing this. And then you hear Dak, being as politically correct as he can. And in the game, you look at D-Law saying, shut the F up to Micah. And then you see CD say, just throw me the damn ball.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't normally, they usually do a pretty decent job of keeping it in-house. But it's game 3.
It's pretty early.
And
this is
after
already
the
happening.
game, they usually hold it together pretty good. And it's coming from everywhere. It's not just this group. So do you think they were calling each other out after the game?
Yeah, frustrations are high.
Yeah.
After the game, I'll listen to sometimes. I don't know if you guys are you guys are on the post game emails, right? Where they'll send send clips and from the interviews and all that kind of stuff. You're on that email, and every once in a while I'll go and I'll check what someone said because I know eventually it's going to come out on Twitter or something like that. I went back last night, and probably too much information. But like I listened to it while I was like taking my night shower.
Oh, I thought you were about to say taking it my night
No.
shower.
But I went back and listened to Dax, Diggs, Tank, and Micah's post game. Like 4 or 5 times a piece. Cause I said, I don't wanna misread something. I don't wanna interpret something. I wanna hear, and I wanna hear it again, and I wanna hear it again. And to a man, you heard the same thing. To a man, you heard unprofessionalism. To a man,
And what does that mean?
I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
To a man, you heard unprofessionalism. To a man, you heard selfishness. To a man, you heard the inability to go out there and execute your job. And that, to me, sent off the ultimate fire alarm. Because even watching that game, up until the last 9 minutes of that game, felt very reminiscent to me of the Green Bay game. And I'm not talking about the Green Bay game in the playoffs last year. I'm talking about a Green Bay game that I was a part of. The game that led to Wade Phillips being fired. It felt that way to me. Because I remember guys, like I remember that week of practice. And Wade and Jason and all these guys, and they're trying to get the most out of these players. And guys are being like,
I've been there.
bro, shut the hell up. And your message was falling on deaf ears. Yeah. And that's why I wanted to, I watched the game, I know what I felt, and I wanted to hear it from those guys. And it felt so much like whatever message that they're trying to send, Mike McCarthy, Mike Zimmer, is falling on deaf ears. Mike McCarthy came out and he said that we prepared bad last week. Did not like the practices. Dak said the same thing.
Dak did, yeah.
Right? Now just let me paint this picture for you. Imagine going out there playing last Sunday against the Saints and putting that performance on film. Then coming in Monday and having to watch that performance and hear what everyone is saying about you. And I'm sure collectively, individually, there were some messages that were sent to guys and talks and conversations. And we know what, we can't talk about that. We know some other things that happened. You're right. And then you proceed to go through the week of practice. And from not my mouth, not my assumption, not my hearsay, from the guy who is in charge of the team, from the coaching perspective, said we didn't prepare well. From the quarterback, says we didn't prepare well. And then you get to Sunday. And I'm assuming there is some riveting and some moving motivational speeches from guys, and you got your pregame speeches, and these guys are ready to go out there and to defend the honor of themselves and their brothers and the star.
Give us the effing ball.
Give us the effing ball. And you get mowed down. What can Mike McCarthy, what can Mike Zimmer say? Because whatever they said this week, after taking that performance, like the head man said you did not prepare well. The quarterback said you did not prepare well. Your star players on defense are saying we still are not doing our jobs. If that don't sound like a locker room that has turned a deaf ear to the folks that are supposed to be in charge, I don't know what else is. Because from Sunday to Sunday, there was zero change. Either Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer did not go to work last week and did not have a meeting, did not have a practice, or they've begun to say, to hell with what you're talking about, coach. We gonna do what we want to do, whether you like it or not. Because if we're being honest, from the guys who spoke, you won't be here next year anyway.
But then, what about guys like Dak, Parsons, and Lamb? Your leaders, why aren't they stepping in?
Let's take
And we'll talk about that.
boom.
Oh, yeah, we'll tell you that real quick.
Yep.
When we come back, and Nate's going to tell us how we fix this
Rich.
when we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
Hey Cowboys fans, as official whiskey sponsor of the NFL, it's not a kickoff without the generous spirit of Crown Royal, and that's why we've built the Crown Royal Rig. An absurdly awesome 18-wheeler delivering the generous spirit to stadiums and tailgates across the country. Follow the Royal Rig on its journey from city to city, bringing together local cuisine, NFL legends, and the opportunity to pack a purple bag for charity and win tickets to Super Bowl 59. Visit crownroyal.com for rules and more. Please drink responsibly.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust Blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with Blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit Blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at Wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
How about y'all fix this Rich?
We're going to tell you how here in just a second. Second segment brought to you every day by Blockchain.com.
That was sweet.
Thank you, Blockchain.com.
Blockchain, boy, you couldn't block that one. You couldn't block that one.
And while
way to go,
while
way to
we're
go.
laughing and
Chris.
in a festive mood, let's get this one out of the way, too. 7-Eleven's teaming up with Fanatics to give you, Kurt, the chance to be a VIP at next year's Fanatics Fest from now until October the 29th. Use the 7 Rewards app at checkout to be entered for a chance to win when picking up products like Slurpee, Big Gulp, and Tequila.
Oh, big gulp, son.
No purchase
Re-energize
necessary.
yourself. Did you go to
Terms apply.
7-Eleven to re-energize yourself on your trip this week?
I did pick up one of those hydro water things.
My boy.
Did you get some Pump 8? Did you get some of them?
Pump 8.
Did you get some of them pills behind the counter?
Did you get Pump 8 with 3 pumps?
3 pumps, baby.
2 will get you.
No, it's 2.
2 is good. 3 get you 5.
Yeah.
Them gas station pills.
Get you a flag.
Oh, man.
No.
Kurt
you
was
got the
pushing
wrong
for number
idea.
6.
No.
Kurt said the Cowboys won't get 6. I will.
Yeah. Where'd you go, Kurt, by the way?
I went up to the Lake of the Ozarks up there.
Oh, beautiful
Met
this time of
Met
year,
some
huh?
friends.
Yeah.
Spent the day on the water.
Is that what that show was on there, right? The Ozarks?
Water sports,
Up in
huh?
there, yeah.
The what was that show? Water sports.
Ozark.
Splash.
Ozark, yeah.
Yeah, Ozark.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Ozarks, what? Missouri, Arkansas
yeah,
area?
we were in the Missouri side, Table Rock. So, yeah,
Okay.
it was cool.
Beautiful. The leaves start changing yet?
A little, not much, but it was just great day, great friends, a lot of drinks.
A lot of Miller Lights.
Yeah.
Oh.
What music y'all listen to?
Oh, classics rock, man. Yeah,
a little bit of
80s
this.
metal.
Little bit of that, yeah.
A little bit of that.
Stick your tongue out.
What?
Kiss. Stick your tongue out.
You got it, man.
You talking to a guy didn't even know a Sammy Hagar song.
I hear you, man.
Anybody that's never heard it, I Can't Drive 55, man. Man. Well, glad you got a little R&R, Kurt.
Thank you.
You didn't miss much around here. So just this is a show. That was it.
Kurt said the Cowboy wasn't the only thing that was getting beat up. One ticket to Pound Town.
No.
So we were talking earlier about the Cowboys' slow starts, right? The last 3 home games, Green Bay last year, New Orleans, Baltimore, Cowboys have been outscored 35-6 in the first quarter and 83-29 in the first half. Good stat there, Kurt. So getting back to how we fix this, Nate, Jesse just gave us a great breakdown and a motivational speech, and I'm ready to jump through the microphone. How do you fix it, Nate? How do we fix this 3 games in? What do we do?
Jesse.
Go.
How about you fix it, Rich?
Because the way I'm fixing it, I ain't firing my coaches. So I'm gonna let Jesse fix it.
But if I don't, you don't mind me throwing my question back out there. So why aren't these players stepping up? Why isn't Micah and Dak and saying, you guys that are half-assing it out there, get your S together?
Or are they and no one's listening?
Because the guy that's trying to tell you about half-A-ing it is half-A-ing it.
Bingo!
Oh, wow.
See what I'm saying? Like,
everybody's telling everybody to step up and do their job. And
you can't sit there in a post-game show and go, well, hey, we can't play hero ball and proceed to play hero ball. Right? Like there are things that you like, and this is, you talk about Micah and D-Law getting into it a little bit on the sideline. Like, I'm not the best lip reader in the world, but D-Law says back to Micah, did you? Did you? Mm-hmm. Okay, now because it's tough. It's tough when you're trying to tell me, because they watched the film last week. They seen the way they heard what, if coach was saying things to them, who they were saying it to, and what if Mike Zim is who they say Mike Zim is, then he was calling out those guys.
So tell everybody a little bit about, because most people don't know what happens in film room. They don't know how brutally honest the film room is.
I don't know what they say now. I don't know what they say now.
Used to. I think it's probably still the same way. You call people, you circle people, you say you missed this. Your teammates give you crap about it. You say you got to do better.
Do they now?
I don't know.
No.
They used to. Tell us how it used to be.
How it used to be was,
it was call out time, right?
You put on a performance like you did in New Orleans. When you got to the film room that next day, there was a long team meeting, and we watched this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no offense, defense. You got to that
in the big room. You're in the big room watching it together. Okay.
And your head coach stood up there and might have clipped out 15 or 20 plays and was showing us, hey guys, we lost this game because, press play. When we say, 8 yards, we mean 8 yards. We don't mean 5. Play.
So and circle the player. Call the player out by name.
Hey, when we say 3-step drop and throw the ball to the flat, we mean
Jesse
play.
Yeah. Nate.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, if we mean in this front that you have to have outside containment, hold your edge, we mean said player. This is what we, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you go to your offense and defense meeting and you hear it again. And then you go to your position meeting, and that's when it really get nasty. Because what ends up happening is, and again, I don't know how they do it today. It's definitely changed. But what it used to be was, if I was the wide receiver coach and my receiver did what 88 was doing out there, when I sat in that coach's meeting the night before or early that morning, you know who took it? Me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me. Because they're saying, hey, what is up? Like, you work with him every single day. What the hell is this? Ball security, attitude. Who the hell took him off the field for 2 touchdowns? What happened? And then in return, I'm like, oh, I'm going to let you have it in this meeting.
I got it. You're getting it.
100%. Yeah. Now, I don't know how they're doing it now. And then on top of that, then once you got done with the team meeting, offense defense meeting, position meeting, you had to go in that locker room. And that's when it got real. Because when you came in there, the big dogs was like, man, you sorry, bleepity bleep, bleep, bleep. Man, don't talk that to me. And that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing that you can't talk that to me because you ain't do blah, 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 blah. And now the guys are they're starting to do this.
3 games in.
3 games in.
Dang. The thing about what is happening here is, you remember we did a show, all 4 of us, and I said, fellas, the Rams brought it to us. We had to lift our practice up just to meet the Rams. Remember?
Yeah.
And then we practiced them again, and I said, fellas, but they took it to our offensive line. Boy, they were beating our receivers to death. In that same practice, Nick, I walked up to the fence, because I thought it was just me. I walked over to the fence where everybody was standing in the media. Nick said, I know it's practice, but boy, they running through us. And I said, boy, thank God it just ain't me. Fellas, this is what I've been seeing. You've seen it. You've seen it. It cannot be ignored now because the nation sees it. What I would say to CeeDee Lamb is what Dak said. Brother, you got to be professional. They let you back in the game. And if CeeDee would have been in that game and locked in, we'd have won that. They let him back in the game. They didn't work their way back in the game, fellas. They let him back in the game. And here's CeeDee. They show him one time, he's squatting down. Then you let somebody, a contested pass where you got your hands on the ball. That ain't never happened to CeeDee where you just break him down and he just let the ball. Games like this, you're going to always hear me say, I need my stars to stand up. I need my stars. You have one star on defense, number 11, his first play. The first time he ran the option, we talked about it right here on this show, Jess. The first time, we talked about it on the pregame show. You can't just go down in there on the fullback. You can't just go down there in there on Henry. You got to sit there on that line and make Lamar make a decision. He ran right down in there, Lamar. I said to myself, we talked about it on Hanging with the Boys. We talked about it on pregame. And this dude did the first, then the next time, you can't hesitate. He hesitated. The dude run right around. I'm like, you can't do this. And that's when I knew, I said, when this game is over, this is going to be ugly. But I did not factor in CeeDee acting like that.
And I've been around football my whole life. And I'm okay with a little bit of frustration. And just hear me out. I'm okay with a little bit of frustration. Like, that happens, right? Tensions get high. No one, I'll say this, maybe outside of Jordan Phillips, maybe Linval, maybe Mozzie, no one's trying to go out there and be bad.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? No one's trying to go out there and just purposefully be bad. So I get that frustrations can sometimes mount. That's life. That happens in here. You saw Shannon was emotional about a week ago.
Yeah.
My fault. I shouldn't have said that.
It's fine.
I shouldn't have said that. That's my bad.
You shut it down on Tuesday,
That's my
so
fault.
we all have our
That's
days.
my bad.
It's okay.
That's my bad. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize.
It's okay. We're family. And then he laughed. Then he looks at his boy. And then he looks at his boy and smiles. Yeah. It's fine.
Wow.
But frustration happens.
Yes, it does.
What I can't have is frustration compounded with showing me up. Hands up in the air. You pounding the ground when you're not getting the ball. You walking off, going to stand. I can't have that. I can have you and I having a,
yes,
right? I can have that.
Right.
Like,
The back and forth.
The emotions in a football game are high. Right? Like this is what I do. This is my livelihood. So when things ain't going right, I get it.
And if you're not emotional, you probably don't get to the level that these guys are at, right?
But pulling yourself out of a game or allowing them to keep you out of a game, non-injury, banging on the carpet, you know what I'm saying? Throwing your hands up, stuff like that. Having the mental, the fragile mental makeup where you can't let one thing go and it carries on, can't have that. And not from my leaders.
I thought he was banging on the ground initially because he was fired up because he got the penalty. He was pissed.
Yeah.
He was mad because he wasn't getting the ball, and I was like, no, what? No. I was like,
the thing is, you fumbled early in the game. Most great players, which I think CD is a great player, start building from that point. Not melting from that point, but he melted.
But see, some guys, like you hear the Mamba mentality. You hear Tom Brady. You hear Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
When the more mad you make them, the greater they play.
Yeah.
Right.
And some guys have to caution themselves, like Dez was a player like that. When Dez got too high, he was a bad player.
Yeah.
Just he could not
Balance
control and balance the emotion to the cognitive thinking of I have to be able to go out there and play. And that's what happened to CD. And that's why I look at him and I go, you got to know you. You got to know you can't get that emotional. Because when you get that emotional, it affects your on-the-field play. And we don't have enough around you for you to be impacted where you're not playing at your very best. We just can't. We don't have enough. There's not enough on this team where you can check out mentally or be frustrated mentally or going through these emotional roller coaster moments where we can survive it.
Right.
I need you at your best as much as I possibly can get it.
The Stars can't do it. This team has no chance.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, guys, 10 more minutes and we're through with talking about this game. When we come back, I'll hang out with the boys.
Kiss.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw, the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Kurt.
Yeah.
You got a question?
Do I have a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions.
Ask one. We only have 9 minutes left.
Okay.
8 minutes left.
I hate it to do it because it's like beating a dead horse, but what can they do with our running game? We talked about the run defense. The run offense is
Offensive
again
line got to
horrible.
get better.
And why do they have Zeke active on game day if
He
he's
had
not
4 touches. He had
What's the
6
point?
yards rushing for the game. What's his name? Henry averaged 6 yards and 25 carries.
Which, by the way, told you so, Chris.
No special teams. Yeah, if you're not going to get Zeke involved, why is he out there?
That's a great point. Great point.
It's frustrating.
Is it time to see Dalvin this week just to see
You
what
can
you
see
got?
whatever you want.
Yeah. We won't make it.
And I'm going to tell y'all something later right here. How many tackles for loss did Overshown have this week? And I'm going to start out. I'm going to give you a hint. They had 0 tackles for losses, the Dallas Cowboy defense. How many tackles did Overshown have for loss? I am telling y'all, this thing is one up front. And Zeke is not the guy he used to be. I said it during the offseason. I'm saying it now. He's not the guy he used to be. He's a certain situational player. But our offensive line struggled yesterday. Ooh. Our offensive line as a whole struggled from the left tackle, across the board, to the right tackle. So
especially that right tackle.
Until our offensive line get better, they can put Dalvin in there. Maybe he can be a difference maker.
He's not.
Maybe
he's not. He's not.
But I know if you had Saquon Barkley, it would be.
And a lot of the problems that we talk about, the only way to improve them is to replace them.
Yeah.
You cannot improve Terence Steele. He's a bad football player. That's just what it is. It's what it is. You go back and you watch that game, play after play after play.
He's struggling, bro.
He was like an all-you-can-eat buffet. It was just turn the corner, up the field, spin back inside. When they won it, how they won it.
He had that one solid year, and then he got hurt.
And then they paid him.
Yeah, is that is it just all those factors? I mean, they've tape on him, they figured him out? Or?
He's not a good player. It's not a good player. Then you have your rookie, right? You have your rookie left tackle, and all the things that we talked about leading up to this, that everyone kept trying to say, well, if. And I'm like, when y'all start hanging a lot of these ifs on the player, you got to go out there and play against some other guys where ifs ain't going to cut it. If he gets this right, if I was faster, I would have got 77 yards. I would have got 78 yards. And so, I'm telling you, potential and ifs get you fired. Yeah. Can this kid get better? I think with some more work, there is room to get better. But he's struggling. He is struggling.
And you can't give both tackles help.
Can't.
Unless you want to run 2 tight ends all the time.
All day. You got to go 13 personnel, 22
all
personnel.
Day.
And then you deal with your interior where BB solid for a play, and he gets beat on a stunt. So now I got leakage everywhere.
Yeah.
And if I'm Dak, I go and tell CD, hey, you complaining about getting the ball? Come back here and deal what I got to deal with. I'm fighting for my life back here, my boy.
And I ain't turned on my boys up front.
My right tackle, he can't stop a water spill. My left tackle, he young and he trying, but sometimes he got to just Draymond Green choke a dude. My center, he battling, but there's leakage in there. And for Dak, it's one thing if I know it's only my right tackle, right? I can slide the line, tight end is over there, back chips from over there. I can roll left. I can semi-roll. I can do a lot of things. But when I don't know
which side it's
from
coming
any given down
or up the middle,
where it's coming from, that's a mental hurdle that I have to get over as a quarterback. Because when I snap the ball, I'm like, damn, this is a 5-step drop. These routes are probably going 12 to 15 yards. Will I have enough time? And so I'm second guessing myself because every other play, there's a guy leaking from one of these spots. And I don't know where it's coming from next. I'm trying to stay focused and I'm trying to deliver the ball down the field. But there is no answer for the problem that the Cowboys have, but to replace. Yep. There's no scheme that the only way that Mike Zimmer will be able to stop the run, you want the honest to God truth, he has to go man to man. If they go 11 personnel, 3 DBs, 8 guys at the line of scrimmage.
Just sell completely out.
Got to sell out.
And hope you're...
There's no other answer.
Yeah.
You don't have the people. You can line Micah up in any stance you want. 2-point stand, 3-point stand, 4-point stand. Hell, he could do a handstand. Won't make a difference. And I'm not saying he's not a good enough player, but he's not meant to play that position in the sense of he ain't no run stopper. And teams are like, okay, cool. Line him up right there. Go watch the last play of the game. The Lamar Jackson run. Go watch that play. And watch how they wash that entire left side, the defensive right side of the line down. Micah included. And it's not a dig at Micah. I'm not digging at Micah. I'm saying your answers are not here. There is this is a personnel problem. Yeah. Now this personnel stuff that goes back to the guy who signs the checks. Right. Because he's your president, he's your owner, president, and general manager. You built the team ill-equipped to stop the problem that you're having right now.
So when D-Law says we got the guys, they just need to do their job. You don't think they got the guys?
They don't have the guys. They don't have the guys. They don't have the guys.
So Nate, before the season, we asked you. You said 4 to 5 games before you.
For our defense, no, it don't take 4 to 5 games. I saw it with the Rams. And when I was trying to tell Patrick C, he's like, Mozzie getting off on the snap. Yeah, okay. Half the time he is, half the time he ain't. And guess what? Half the times when you ain't is when the other team win. Some positions, like you get a wide receiver out wide, and he jog off the ball, that may not affect the other side of the field. But if you got a guy that's in the middle of the field and they running inside the tackles, and he don't do his job, it's gonna affect the whole field.
So for the fans and for myself, it's a personnel issue.
I think it's the players. I think it's the players defensively. I'm talking about the first. I'm talking about the
that's personnel.
Yeah. I think it's the guys. I don't think it's the coaches. You can fire them. Yeah.
Here's my thing with the coaches. Here's my thing with the coaches. Yeah. You're either coaching it or allowing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We heard all this talk about Zimmer was old school. He wasn't going to put up with this.
So I put this tweet out.
Once you get the players though, and the season starts, you stuck.
I put this out yesterday, and I stand by this. I said Zim was supposed to be different, right? Everyone wanted to sell me. Zim was supposed to bring discipline. That's not a disciplined football team out there. Mm-mm. He hasn't. Zim was supposed to bring a new plan to free up the assassin. Micah is trending to have the worst statistical year of his career. His 1 sack going into his 4th game. You want to talk about frustration about to start popping up? Mm-hmm. Talk about a guy who was on target to either be Defensive Player of the Year and get the largest defensive contract in NFL history. Those things are tied to numbers. You don't want to go into a contract year and those numbers dip because they can tell you, we family, we love you, but when it comes time to cut that check, they're gonna say,
"But okay, so
look at these stats you got this year."
As a fan, right?
Hold on, Zim was supposed to bring better run support. Zim was supposed to bring a better run stopping scheme. He hasn't. Mm-mm. So you might not want to blame coaches, but the things that he was supposed to come and do, because he knew that there was not. He wasn't told that you were gonna get a multi-year deal. You were told you're gonna get a 1-year deal. You saw the roster. You just didn't say, they just didn't call you on Monday and say, hey, you want the job? And you said, yeah. You asked some questions. You looked at the landscape of what you were dealing with. You saw it. You got people in this building that's been around here long enough that when you were here, they were here, that you pick up the phone and call and say, hey, tell me a little about this defensive guy. Well, that you trust. So you're not exempt from knowing what the hell you gotten into. You got here when? January, February? Right? When did he sign?
February, wasn't it?
February?
I think.
So you had a while to assess this. Now maybe they didn't give you what you probably felt you needed to get. Maybe you didn't make a big enough stink about it. You saw what you had when you got the OTAs. You saw what you had when you got the training camp. And it's the personnel is one thing, but I heard Micah, I heard Tank, I heard Diggs talk about yesterday, we still got guys playing hero ball. That's either you coaching it or you're allowing it. And that's bad for business.
So is this team, can we hope that this gets better, or is that just false hope? Is this team because like you said, you're stuck with the personnel, right? If it's a personnel issue, it's not going to get any better. Can they get out of this? Can they get through this and come out on the other side, or is it like there's just so much wrong that this is what it is for the rest of the season?
It's not that it's so much wrong, it's where it's wrong. That's what hurts you. Right? That's like if you got shot, getting shot is wrong. But where you got shot makes it real wrong. Right? If I got shot in the hand, in the arm, in the leg, if it ain't hit that right vein, getting shot is wrong. Mm-hmm. But what makes it real wrong is where you got shot. If you got shot in the head, the heart, a crucial vein, that's the difference. It's where they're wrong at. And it's in two places where you cannot afford to be wrong, in the trenches. That is a bad place to be wrong on both sides.
Yeah, both sides.
Congratulations, Jesse. You got the score closest. You had Baltimore 28, Cowboys 20. Final score was 28-25.
Pretty close.
That's pretty close.
There's your consolation prize. All right, fellas. Glad we put that to bed. Moving forward, looking on to the Giants tomorrow. Cowboys, what do you want to do? Offense?
You have to do both, man.
Giants,
do
D?
everything.
No, we got 2 days. Tuesday and Wednesday.
Wednesday we're taking calls all day, right?
No, I think we know what everybody's going to say. I think we can do whatever we want. Just tune in tomorrow and figure out what we're going to do.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Jesse, good stuff. Kurt, good seeing you. Nate, good seeing you. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Josh, Jazz, thanks for keeping Chris
What
on
up,
track
Josh? What up, Josh?
and on the air. We will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Are we the only show that's going every day this week?
We're not going
without
every day.
Thursday?
You're not doing every day.
Every day but Thursday.
Some of the other afternoon shows may be going. None of the morning.
They don't count.
In discussion.
They don't count. Tune in to hear us. We're better. See y'all tomorrow. Hang with the boys.
Hero ball.
Well,
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this?